Boom. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started today. How are you doing? This is DTM, Delta Tango Mike. Find me anywhere on the internet. Right there. Delta Tango Mike. Let me know how it sounds. If we have good, clean audio, I want to make sure that you can hear me well. I keep playing around with this microphone here. It's actually a camera, but it has a great microphone, so, let's experiment. I am DTN Delta Tango Mike, and today is Monday. On Mondays, we do lots of sketching and drawing. Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are my streaming days, and it's usually at 9 a.m. I'm trying to get better at that. In the meantime, I want you to do this. Before I get started today, we are going to be working with Adobe Fresco and Clip Studio Paint. I have my other computer over there. Boom, look at that. This is where I will be running some Clip Studio Paint. So let's start that up real quick. There it is. Look, there it comes. That's Clip Studio Paint. And we're going to be working with Adobe Fresco. So I got a couple of devices here that I'm working with and going to show off my process today. But before we get started, I want you to check the description of the video. Down below, there it says who will be left standing, who will take the title, who will you vote for. Let's get ready to rumble. Download the sketches here. So there is a link to download some sketches. I want you to go through that link, download some sketches that you find. You'll find 3 separate folders. One will be a folder for the matte penciler, where I did battle with the matte penciler for the DTM versus show art battle on here on Behance. The second folder you'll find is robotic pastries, and that'll be the drawings and sketches that we use for the art battle. And the third folder you'll find is with featuring Odari art. So there you go. Bam. Download the sketches. Thank you, Gareth, for dropping the link in the description of the video. Now, check it out. Like, why do I want to download your sketches, Dan? Why? Because, look, I have stickers. Look at these stickers. Oh, my gosh. Look. This is DTM Versus. This is the bigger sticker than the usual size that I get for the 3x3. So these are like 3.5 by 3.5. Ugh, I got stickers. So if you want a sticker, you go ahead and download the sketches. Send me a message with an address and say, hey, I downloaded the sketches. Here's a copy of one of the sketches that I downloaded. And boom, I will send you some stickers. All right, so let's get back into it. What are we going to do, Dan? All right, well, there goes Clip Studio Paint. There goes the app. Let me go ahead and open really quick before I jump into Fresco. Let me go into my process. I'm going to share what's been going on with my process because it's there's some good and bad everywhere. And so what I found that works for me, and that's because I'm getting into a new workflow that I never really tried before, is producing a 20-page comic book that I wrote the script, did the thumbnails, drawing the sketches, and soon enough I'll be inking colors and everything else. And so that is the 20 pages right there. It says 24 because we got the cover. I don't know why I even did that. I don't even need to have the cover, the back cover, and all that stuff. But it's just enough to get my mind focused on what I need to do. All right, so here we go, 20 pages of sketches. Let me just double click on one of these, and there it is. And so this is the clean sketches. So I started with thumbnails. I then worked on detailed sketch, and now a clean sketch. And that's what we have here, a clean sketch. And I have a few of those going on already. These are what you would call clean sketch. I don't know what you call it. I call it clean sketch because it's literally organized and clean. And there are some pages that are still very rough. Even after the clean sketch, they're a little rough right there. But I'm working on the comic book with Clip Studio Paint. I'm producing the majority of the final artwork in Clip Studio Paint because as you can see right now, I can click on the different pages and I can see the artwork for that page. I can organize that artwork for that page and hop between the different pages. It is very similar in this regard to InDesign, where you create a book, you have all these individual pages in one file, and you can just pile things on into that file. And so, except that here in Clip Studio Paint, you can actually work on the artwork on each of these pages, and the file handling is super amazing because there's one file for the pages, the keeping track of all the pages, and then each one of these 2 pages is a separate file. So your computer is not going to crash trying to load a 100 gigabyte comic book, because this is more like, this file is more like a mapping tracking file, and then each of these individual 2-page spreads is a whole nother file that keeps track of what's in the artwork, what artwork is in the page. So the one file to keep track of all the pages, which pages are we talking about, and then another file for each set of pages that details what's keeping track of what's in those pages, what's kind of art is in those pages. So let me see if I can illustrate a little bit better by going through my folder. There it is, the comic book, and there we go. Look, there's that one file that keeps track of all the pages, and it's only 92 kilobytes. That's great, because it's really keeping track of thumbnails that represent the actual pages. And then the actual pages can be as big as, let me see, why is there's something going on here. Probably a what do you call it? When you try to save something, and then there's already a saved page, a copy of it, and so then you end up with 2 copies. I think that's some issue right there. We'll figure that out eventually. But right now, this file is, let me see, come on. Look at it. It says, how big is it? Oh, Lord. Come on. And you can see the thumbnails in here. So this is only 600 kilobytes because there's no artwork in it. This one is 93 megabytes. This one is 107 megabytes. So 173 megabytes because there's artwork in here. And at the same time, I'm also recording a time lapse so that everything that I do in Clip Studio Paint, I will have a time lapse that I can publish and use as promotional and even mint it and as an NFT. So, you know, you want to document your work and use all of that as content. In any case, that's why some of these individual 2-page spreads are such a high size. And this is just the clean sketches. It's still not taking into account the actual finished page with layers of color, layers of shading and highlights and so on. We haven't gotten there yet, but Clip Studio Paint is really good for keeping track of some of these things. Now, but I am using Adobe Fresco for drawing some of these sketches. So right now, this is some the thumbnails. This right here is a copy of the thumbnails. That's a copy of the thumbnails. And I'm working my way through getting some of these thumbnails into a clean sketch. So now that I have these thumbnails in the place where the pages go on Clip Studio Paint, I'm jumping back into Fresco. And I have I had to cut down on the amount of pages that I feature in Fresco, but here I am in Adobe Fresco, and as you can see, this is a page, this is the template right here on the very top. Yep. And let's turn it off. This is my template that gives me the guides for the comic book page, and then this is page 7, and this is a cleaner sketch compared to the sketch that I had before for the thumbnail. It's a cleaner sketch, but it's still not quite the way we want it, but it's enough for me to keep moving forward. Then here we have another sketch page, and this is page 6, and this is page 5. Now the question is going to be, Dan, why don't you draw everything in one machine? Why do you need so many computers or programs to draw the things that you could draw, that you're drawing here in Fresco? You can draw them in Clip Studio Paint. They're correct. I could. But I really like the simplicity of just getting some sketching done, getting the sketches out the way, And in Fresco allows me the chance to just keep focused on sketching. I would even do the sketching in Sketchable because I'm really just focused on getting some lines in, getting some sketches in, and getting the big idea out on the page. However, this is where the access to the software becomes very important in order for you to have the tools available to do the work you want to do and have a clean workflow that's straight through. I can use Adobe Fresco on my Surface, on my iPad, on my PC, and keep on drawing and stay within the app. However, when it's if I were to draw all of these pages together in one place, the file becomes really, really big. And I'm using the cloud to go back and forth with Adobe Fresco. So eventually I'm going to hit a size limit. Let me go ahead and export this time lapse while we're talking. I'm going to hit a size limit. Ooh, look at that. 5 whole minutes of sketches. Ooh, let's make it down to 3 minutes. Preview. So I'm going to hit a size limit, and that's one of my issues with Adobe Creative Cloud is that we do not have the tools to manage lots of pages like we do with Clip Studio Paint, where there's a file for keeping track of all the pages and then a file for each one of those pages that's being tracked, so that then the computer, it doesn't slow down or crash trying to open a 500 megabyte, a gigabyte file. And now, of course, I did mention InDesign, and InDesign is not made for drawing. It doesn't have drawing tools. Otherwise, I would try it. And I haven't even looked at what my InDesign files look like. But I do know that the way I have some of my files organized when I'm working with InDesign, InDesign keeps track of where the source files are. It doesn't necessarily load them and hold them inside of the file, InDesign file. Kind of like the way Premiere works also. So this is where working with large projects or projects that have a lot of pages, a lot of artwork, is large file sizes become an issue. Then the next issue that I have is the access to Clip Studio Paint. I want to draw in Clip Studio Paint. I want to do all these pages in Clip Studio Paint, but there's an issue with iOS and the iPad in Clip Studio Paint, and that Clip Studio Paint is one of those programs that has to connect to the internet to even function. So that is so if there's an issue with your Wi-Fi, you can't draw, you can't open the app, and for some reason there's been connection issues with connecting Clip Studio Paint to the internet on the iPad. So I would love to use Clip Studio Paint right here on the same iPad and keep everything together. But I'm not able to because there's an issue and there's a problem. And the times that I've been able to get through and finally open the app, then as soon as you close the app and you're done for the day, next day is the same issue again, over and over and over again. There is no solution right now except for waiting for an update on Clip Studio Paint. A second thing on the Clip Studio Paint's problem is that, unlike the Creative Cloud, if you buy a copy of Clip Studio Paint or subscribe to Clip Studio Paint, and you buy or subscribe to the Windows PC copy, you cannot use the Mac copy of Clip Studio Paint or the Android copy or the iOS iPad OS copy unless you pay for that access, that license. So the Clip Studio Paint has several licenses, including Chromebooks, I believe. It has several different license types, and it's very convoluted, and it's a mess. Whereas the Creative Cloud is like, boom, one login, open up any application on any computer that you want, as long as you're not logged into more than 2 computers at the same time. Great. That's super awesome. I like that. Thank you so much. So there's a problem with me using the Clip Studio Paint on the iPad. So I've been using Clip Studio Paint on my Surface. I have a Surface right here in front of me that's connected to a Cintiq, Wacom Cintiq over there. And so, and then here's another issue with Clip Studio Paint. Even though you can install Clip Studio Paint on 2 devices at one time, and but only use one device at a time, that I have the Clip Studio Paint EX on this one device, and if I use the same account to download Clip Studio Paint on a second device, and I have a Surface down there that I installed it in, it only gives me Pro, because I only pay for Pro. And for some reason, Clip Studio Paint is giving me access, because I am on version 1 still. Clip Studio Paint is giving me access to EX, which is great. Thank you, Clip Studio Paint. But they're doing that to keep bombarding me with ads saying, hey, you should upgrade to version 2 and pay a subscription price, when I bought version 1 straight out a couple years ago when it was on sale. And if I buy version 2, I will buy it on sale again. In any case, I'm not interested in upgrading right now, because Clip Studio Paint version 1 does everything I need to do. EX is giving, Clip Studio Paint is giving me access to EX on the Surface, so I need to keep working on that Surface, and I cannot transfer that EX access to a different Surface, so I'm stuck there. And so I think that my solution is not great. It's not a nice, easy workflow, but it's enough. And there it goes to finish. Let me go ahead and export this. But it's enough to get me going in the direction that I need to go. Clever says you can make vector shapes in InDesign, but you can't draw with it in any useful way. Correct. And that's, where the InDesign is similar in the way it organizes a file, so that you're able to work on it and build on it without getting that heavy file size that will crash your computer. And then Jimmy Flame in the house says, yeah, the licensing is a mess on CSP. Yes, it is. It is a mess. The Clip Studio Paint is gone crazy. Oh my gosh. But anybody who can hear me right now, I'm going to tell you this. I am going to explore the possibility of using Manga Studio. And this is the same whining that I hear from other people when they talk about the Creative Cloud. Of course, Jimmy Flame says Creative Cloud is number 1. And it's great. Creative Cloud is really great. But people complain that, I bought Creative Suite 10 years ago. I should be able to use it without having to upgrade to Creative Cloud. And you're right, and that's cool. And then, but the Creative Cloud has so much to offer, including being able to jump between different devices and use the same account. As a matter of fact, I can go to Jimmy Flame's house right now, use one of his computers, if he lets me, log into my Creative Cloud and have access to my own files and not have to bother or mess with his account and his Creative Cloud account. So that's a big deal. Plus, having access to 20 programs with one subscription price. That's super great. But people complain about having to pay for the subscription, having access, having to have internet access. I do understand that too. I don't like the fact that I have to connect to the internet every time I'm working with a Creative Cloud, or that if I jump into one computer to the next, and I need to edit something that's sitting in that computer, and I just need like 2 seconds to jump in onto Photoshop, make an edit, and exit the program. Creative Cloud says, hey, you need to log in. You can't use nothing unless you log in. Like, well, can I have 2 minutes? Let me get 2 minutes, bro. It won't let you. Okay, I get it. It's a pain. Some things are a pain in the workflow, and they interrupt. But the way Clip Studio Paint is working, Jimmy Flame says it's a great program if you use one device, though. That's right. Come on over. We'll have a comic drawing party. That's right. Comic drawing party at Jimmy Flame's house. And then but the problem with Clip Studio Paint is that, and this is why I mentioned Manga Studio, is that they have this thing set up to where the subscription, if you want there's different levels of subscription, and there's different subscriptions for individual subscription for each individual platform. So Windows, Mac, iPad OS, iPhone, Android, and I have an Android device over there and everything. It requires a different subscription or license, a different license. And so you can't do like the Creative Cloud where I just log in to this device or log in on that device, I'm good. No, 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 no. You have to pay for all of that. And so here it is, Adobe Fresco, and there goes Clip Studio Paint. And so let me see where that page is. Where is that page? And so my solution is, well, if I go back to Manga Studio, I can just install it in any device I want, and I can use the whole program the way I want to on any given device as long as I install it and we're good to go. You know, and I can see that same argument from people who complain about Adobe Creative Cloud and say, well, let me just use the Creative Suite or Photoshop 5 or something. Because no matter how old the program is and how simple some of the tools are, it has enough of the tools to do the job that you need to do. Anyways, that's a little bit of a rant related to my creative process, to my workflow, and why. And here's the page. So let's take a look and see if we can see that. There it is. This page is in page number 3 in Clip Studio Paint over there. And then here it is, page 3 in Adobe Fresco. And so I'm drawing each individual pages in Adobe Fresco, sketches anyways, and then dumping them into the Clip Studio Paint. And what I'm doing in my process, let's take a look. Let me see. I'm going to show you. And let me see if I can pull up a couple of steps that I have worked through so far. Sketch pages. These are the thumbnails. Actually, they should be called thumbnails. These are. Oops, wrong button. These are sketches and thumbnails together. All right, let's go to work in progress. So these are the thumbnails that I worked on with Adobe Fresco when I was planning out the. Oh, I think it's time. When I was planning out the. All right, so I got 10 minutes left on today's stream because I got some household stuff to work on. But I'm going to follow through with my workflow to show you what I've been doing so far. When I was writing the script, I started planning out the pages and what was going to go on each page so that when I was writing the script, I knew what I needed to hit on right after the other. And I really hated writing when I was in high school, and I even failed my English class because I did not work on any book report or essay or anything. I refused, and I failed the class, and I had to go to summer school and high school so I could graduate with my class. In any case, now I can kind of understand the process. A lot of notes, a lot of plot points, and then as I was writing, I was sketching some ideas. And then I finished writing the story, the script, and then I started working on the thumbnails to say, okay, here's where certain things have to happen. And that's a thumbnail. What's up, SOP Price? Then from there goes a couple shots of the thumbnails, and this is all in Adobe Fresco. It was really easy to just create these little pages, and then boom, get the thumbnails sketched out. Once I finished the thumbnails, I started splitting up the pages so that I can take them from all the pages in one layout to a layout for each individual page. And so what I did was exported each individual of these pages, and there's a couple more right here that are really cool looking. And I organized them with Adobe Photoshop to create there's a Photoshop 5-page comic. Yeah, I tried that. That did not work. Let's see, sketch pages. And there it is. So that I can make them all into each individual pages. Here we go. Boom. So now I separated them all. Each individual page. And once I had each individual page, what I did was I put them all inside a Fresco file. So now here's what I have in Adobe Fresco. Let me switch computers and go there. In Adobe Fresco, I have one Adobe Fresco that says Heroes Clean Sketches 1 to 10, and then Heroes Clean Sketches 11 to 20. Because it is a tad bit smaller than the actual dimension size of the comic book, but it's still in proportion. And I had to split up the 20 pages into 2 files because one file with 20 pages plus the sketches for that I was going to clean up was going to be too much for Adobe Fresco. Adobe Fresco complained. And that was that Photoshop file you just saw. That Photoshop file had 4 or 5 artboards, but instead of doing artboards, what I decided to do was go ahead and drop all the pages into one document, and then from here what I was going to do is I was going to redraw each and every thumbnail and clean it up so that I can have a clean sketch. And as I'm working through each thumbnail into making it a clean sketch, I'm exporting that individual page and bringing it into Clip Studio Paint. And by the time I'm done with all 20 pages, which should be in the next day or two, then I'll hop on to Clip Studio Paint, and I stay on Clip Studio Paint. Why do I want to work in Fresco when I could have been doing all this stuff in Clip Studio Paint? Because there's a few things in Clip Studio Paint that I had to get through that I'm not quite good at yet. Plus, Fresco allows me to walk around with my iPad and go from here, from my desk, to my couch, to my chair, to wherever I go, and keep on working on this. Yes, I could do that with Surface and Fresco, but then I don't like how little everything looks in the Surface. It's really the UI. I haven't gotten used to it, I guess. Some people use this, and I've watched lots of Clip Studio Paint videos. And it's it's a really tight space in here, which is why I use my Cintiq. That right now the screen you're looking at is from my Cintiq. So if I want to walk around and draw, then I need to take my Surface, and I'm not quite ready to sit there on a small screen, even though they're the same size. The Surface Pro 5, I think, and the Surface, the iPad Pro 12.9 is still really easy to just sketch in Adobe Fresco. So maybe I'm making it complicated for myself, but right now it works for me. What's up, Penny? How you doing? SLP Price and Irfan. Thank y'all for stopping through. But yeah, this is my workflow right now. It is not perfect, but I'll tell you what, the more comics that I work on, I think I am going to explore the possibility of a better license for Clip Studio Paint. Or if I get frustrated with so many different details and things about Clip Studio Paint and the failure for Clip Studio Paint to work on my iPad, then I may move into Manga Studio. Yes, I may move into Manga Studio. Now I'm looking for my other iPad. It's downstairs, and my 2 other iPads that have Clip Studio Paint on them. But look, let me show you what happens with Clip Studio Paint, so that you know that this is real, man. This is real. All right, this is Clip Studio Paint right there. All right, download it. It's gonna download. It's still the main one. They got the Clip Studio Paint for iPhone, which is cool because it's you get a free hour, 1 free hour per day. If you want to download Clip Studio Paint to your phone, you can download it and to your phone and use it for free, which is super cool. I like that. That's really nice. The only problem is there's no pressure support. So whatever. Okay, here we go. Open Clip Studio Paint. I may have to log in. All right, allow. Sure. Next. Okay. There we go. So I need to log in, and I'm gonna log in with my. I think I have a new account. Come on. Where is it? I forgot it. Let me see. I forgot my new account. I have a trial. I had to download a trial. I created a trial. Let me see. That's not it. That's a screenshot. I took a screenshot of something else, and I thought that was my Clip Studio Paint. Maybe it's in. Come on. You know what I want. Oh yeah, I have to go through my phone because I took a screenshot and I was like, hey, I need to remember this, and I forgot it already. Let's see. 1 second, y'all. For real, for real. What's that say? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, got it. I did have it. All right, let me go ahead and switch screens so that you guys don't. You can use my account if you want to. Pay for it. This is my complaint right here, right now, and yep. Okay, cool. There we go. Log in. Oh, incorrect email address. So let me see. It still says that. Oh, no, that can't be right. That can't be right. So then I do need check something else. Dang. I know. Let's see. Double checking things. And you're going to say, well, that's the problem, Dan. That was it. Don't be looking, y'all. That's right. Oh, don't look. Hey, you on the internet. Don't stop looking. All right, let me see. I have on my notes. Come on. I swear to you, I did save this. And that is Clip Studio Paint. Yep. Unless I did. Okay, let's see. And the creative genius at gmail.com. Oh, I know. Maybe it's this one. And it's not. So how could I forget my password? I know I texted to myself too. So you gotta always check. Do you guys text yourself things? Oh, I know what happened. Yeah. Okay. This is my other one. Yeah. I don't even know how that I this is it right here. Yeah, I got it. Don't go off of memory. Oh, so now it just won't let me log in. No, we are on the internet. It says wrong. Oh, okay, I see. .com. There we go. Come on. All right, that's gonna work. Whew, here it is. It's connecting to the server. Activating launch. Now here's for issue number 1. I haven't used this account on nowhere else, and I even deleted it out of the other iPad because I couldn't get through. But fine, deactivate. Okay, fine, deactivate. You can limit it. Okay, fine. Nope, failed to deactivate. Okay, connect to the server. In Adobe, that window pops up, says, hey, you're logged into more than 2 devices. You need to log out of those other devices. Okay, you can click on the button, and it logs out the other devices. And then it says, okay, cool, you're in. Here, no, nothing. Look at this. Failed. And you got to keep playing until you can get through. And this is a trial, the free trial for the iPad. This is why I didn't have my password and stuff, because it's a free trial. I said, well, if I can't get through with my own account, let me try a free trial. Maybe there's a problem with my account. And I logged into the internet to my account, and everything is fine. And so now this is it. This has been happening, and I've looked online for solutions everywhere, and I cannot find anything. So here's what I'm going to do. Look, I'm going to close everything. I am going to switch Wi-Fis. I have several here in my house. It should not log me out of this NDI. There it goes. Okay. Now let's go here. And it looks like it did take me out. Come on. Let me double check that we're working. It probably crashed. Yep, it crashed. It crashed, but I'm going to try it, and I'm going to give you a play-by-play. Clips connecting to server. Again, there it is. It's connecting to server. So I switch Wi-Fi's. You know, what about people who don't have the same, that don't have more than one Wi-Fi? Again, deactivate and launch. Yes, the number of times, and fail to deactivate. Boom. Back to connecting to the server. Let me try something. Turn off the NDI. Come on. Yep. Nothing. I'm doing all kinds of things with this iPad, trying to get it to connect to the server, and it's not working. It's not working. And this is my issue. This is my issue. Deactivate and launch. Yes. Back. Connecting to the server. It's a mess. Log in on desktop to your clip account, not the program, and check the license tab. It'll show you where your licenses are being used. Okay, that's a good trick. Let's see. I'm running out of time, but I will test that out. Let me see, where is it? Maybe because Jimmy Flame is using now. He's not using my account. All right, let's see. Free trial, download, support, community. Where's my login? Let's see, login. Boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. Sign in. Come on, come on, come on. Let me see the Creative Genius, the Gmail. Yep, that's it. Okay. Let me see. It's in Chinese. How do I do it? How do I do it? I gotta go like here. Ooh. I didn't. How do I choose English? Oh, I messed up. I'm in the account, but there it is. It says English on that side, and once I log in, there it is. English. There we go. All right. Let's see. Search how to use, print, download, support, free trial. Yep, I'm in the free trial. That's me. But it doesn't show me where. Where could I find out where I'm logged in? The Creative Genius. That's me. My page. Account information. Let's see. I went through the same thing when I first bought CSP a few years back. Yeah, man. Point service. Gold points, Clippy, Gold wallet. Thank you. Manage plans. And I looked into Paint Side Tool. Do not have a plan. Okay, see details. I got you. All right, let's go here. So thank you for not showing me anything. Membership. Gold membership. Get a gold membership. Manage teams. No, that's it. I can't tell where to check where I'm logged in into this. And I'm going through all the Celsius websites. There are third-party applications. Let me see. There it is. Windows 10 right now. That's what I want. I am. 10 days ago was the iPad. That's what I was trying to get in. To use my other iPad and to sign in. How do I sign out of everything? No. So the only activity I have is a minute ago on this browser, and then 10 days ago on an iPad. Let me see if I can. It says signed in, but there's no way to sign out. The worst part is that on my regular subscription, that I have a subscription for through Apple and iOS and iPad, I deleted Clip Studio Paint of all my iPads, logged out of everywhere, and then kept trying that one iPad, and I still couldn't get in. So yeah, I think this is gonna take a lot more of let's see, free up to 6 months. Try the advanced Clip Studio Paint for iPad, and then download it for 3 months. It says free up to 6 months, but where is the 6 months? I don't see no. Oh, Galaxy. Oh, I do have an Android, and also, but that one is very little. So there goes Clip Studio Paint. Got it. And yeah, and it's just a download. There is no other way to get through the account. and figure out where am I logged in. So yeah, that's an issue. That's a problem, and that's why I had to do a workaround. Where it could be just so simple. It could be simple. And a lot of people are complaining on the internet, so not just me. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you spending time. Thank you, Jimmy Flame, for. Oh, and make sure you have a VPN. Now, I don't do VPNs. I don't know how to do that, and I really not. I don't want to figure this out. I don't want to figure out the VPN stuff. Can I just do simple things? So I wish there was a way to log out of everything. Let me see. Change password, delete account, change. So in any case, that is my issue that I'm dealing with when working with Clip Studio Paint, and why I'm sticking with Adobe for as long as I can. And there it is. Look, I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck here in the loop. It's a loop. And when I get it working, it works. And when I can't get it working and don't do nothing, I'm like, oh man. I will admit that I like drawing on the iPad. It's very light. It's easy to handle and deal with. And the Apple Pencil. The Surface is great also. And but on Windows, I find myself needing the keyboard shortcuts. So I do have a keyboard, a wireless keyboard that uses USB, so that I can use my shortcuts. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am DTM Delta Tango Mike. Have a great day, y'all. Says SLP Price. Well, thank you, everyone who stopped by. Gareth, Penny, Jimmy Flame. Jimmy Flame and I are going to be streaming together next week, so go ahead and get ready. Saved it on a posted, and you threw it in the bin. Gareth, you know what? I actually text myself. You got to take screenshots and text it to yourself, and then you can always grab the information that you saved and then put it in a document somewhere so you don't lose it. Yeah. Don't do Post-its, man. Ooh. No, my grandchildren come by and snatch everything off my computer. If it's not broken, no need to fix it for workflow, you know. That's right, Penny. Thank you so much. You're fine, SLP Price. Thank you, everybody. Jimmy Flame says, boom. That's right, clever. Thank you, clever. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Until next time, I'm DTM Delta Tango Mike, and I'll see you tomorrow if you're a subscriber, and Wednesday for our normal stream, which will be more of Adobe Fresco. Talk to you later. Peace out.